Hey ho, let's pause it right here for a second. Hello everyone, Future Tuesday here, and what you are about to see, besides the settlement walkthrough, is gonna be me talking for 30 minutes non-stop, which means that there will be a lot of us, and also a lot of sentences that are gonna be left unfinished, or just straight up make no damn sense at all. So just a heads up, and with that, let's continue with the video. Hello everyone, Tuesday here, and welcome to the Metro Oberland walkthrough. As you might be able to hear, this is all gonna be in one go, like live or something. So there's not gonna be any pauses, or it's not gonna be like a settlement building video. It's literally gonna be a walkthrough to see all the things I've built in Metro Oberland, because it's time to say goodbye to the settlement, and it's time to focus on what I will do in the future, which mainly has to do with the Commonwealth Responders mod. And also it has to do with this playthrough on its own, because for some reason the mods, or the many mods I have installed on this playthrough, are kinda making it bug out, especially when it comes to outfits and such. So for example, the black, the fancy black tie outsuit, what am I saying? The fancy black outfit becomes tanned for some reason, and so does the grey one. So there's just a whole lot of outfits that are just getting bugged out at the moment. So I have to start a new playthrough, which I will do with the Commonwealth Responders mod installed once it's finished. But without further ado, let's roll the intro and just get started. Alright, so here we are on the outside of the Metro Oberland station. Like the title says, it's at Oberland station itself, it's right here. This platform was not there before the mod. I created that and made it look a bit more, well, I guess immersive, with sandbags and the trash. And once you want to enter, you go to this little manhole, you press E and you enter it. Then when we enter the subway station, we will find ourselves in a dark alley. We'll find ourselves in a damp alley, I guess. With a single light trying to blind us. Alright, here we are in the alley, being lit up by the light, which is placed on this little wooden crate. This all just comes with the mod itself, so that's not really special. But once we enter the actual subway station through this door, we immediately see the gate area, or the safety inspection area, as you will. It has this airlock, it has this guard standing outside, it has two doors, a big metal one, and then a chain link one. Then for anyone who enters, they go through one door, this one is closed, and they close the other one. And it's like an airlock. We have this power armor here, they can use it if they want to. On the left side here we have a little, I should light this up maybe. I don't have many lights here. This is just a small bed area, or resting area for one of these guards. Same here. This is behind the airlock, just some lockers with armor pieces, some weapons and ammunition. And here we have two more beds, which also have foot lockers that hold specific parts of outfits. I also see I forgot to remove this. This is like an elevator counter, like to where you can see what floor it is. There used to be an elevator door here, but I guess I forgot to remove this counter here, so maybe I should fix that. Here we have two more guards. Little secret for this one. Yeah. As you can see, there's some money stored just beside him. So he's, I guess you can call him the dirty cop, or like the guard you can pay off if you want to sneak stuff in. Let's see. Then we enter the market area, which has a lot of different stores and a lot going on. But first, let's go into the security office here, because we need way more security than just those three people. We have the pastor, or bishop, or father guy, I guess, here. I don't know why he's here. It's not supposed to be here. But in the security area, we just got more lockers. We got this. It's supposed to be an armory, but one of the mods got deleted for some reason. I don't know how that happened, but it used to. What was it? Like do it yourself, I guess the mod was. And it would allow me to place big shelves with filled with clutter, but for some reason that got deleted.
Yeah.
We got this little cooking area, and then we got more beds for the plentiful, or for the guards to, you know, sleep there. Normally a guard also stands here beside the entrance, but I guess he's doing his rounds. Let's go to this one then. This is the infirmary, or the hospital, if you will. And right here we can do facial reconstruction if we want. We just talk to the girl or woman, and then we sit down and we just get the menu, like we can have surgery there. Besides that, we have some hospital beds with radaway, bandage scissors for example, blood packs, stim packs, the whole lot. And here we just got more medical items. There used to be more shelves here, but they're not here anymore, and which also came with the do-it-yourself mod, and they were also filled with medical items. Okay, let's go to the market itself. Now the centerpiece here is the general trader. He will sell us all of the supplies we need to continue building or keep building. And besides that, we have I placed this tool chest here, which is filled with copper pieces, so I can turn it into ammunition later on. We'll explore that area later. Right here in the corner we have this little area which I made for dog meat, because sometimes he lies down here, which is very nice. And it's cute because then you enter and he's just laying there in his own little personal home.
Hi,
Let's get out of the general trader. Here we have the bakery, which is pin something, something Italian bakery. She will sell us food and supplies. This came with the this comes with the vanilla mod actually, not these parts, these upper parts, but the counter and this shelving unit, they all come with the vanilla game. Even they don't come just with the mod, they come with vanilla game. So those I like those, so I didn't want to delete those. I wanted to keep as much of the original metro station as I possibly could and just build more around it. Same goes here for the clinic. Here you can buy your medical items, your stim packs and such, where in the infirmary you get the facial reconstruction. At the clinic you get your medical items and you can get healed here. But it's more like a store, because you just buy stim packs here. And we have this drug side, which also came with the vanilla metro station. Same with shelves and the counters, they all come with the
I can patch you up if you need it.
And also
for a
with
small fee, of
the
course.
game itself. Then we have her sleeping area, just a bed, suitcase, a metal box, nothing too special, a wall safe. And here we just have a lot of first aid. I don't know why there's 61 stim packs in here. I should probably just claim those right now before I forget about it. That's a nice surprise. It's gonna give me quite a few caps. Then let's go to the weapon shop, or the gun shop. The Rook's military surplus, which is manned by this mister right here. He will sell us weapons, ammunition, just the normal stuff. The counter already came with the main mod, as well as the cash register, the coins. The walls are something I placed.
Can't you do
as well as
something
this
to help?
ammunition. They come with the, what mod was it? I don't know what mod it is. Maybe I'll think of it later. These weapons you can just pick up because they're just loosely placed. Let's go inside the gun vendor. Here we have another sleeping area. We got some weapons here stored away for guards and stuff, so I can just quickly pick it up without having to look through the workshop to look for the weapons. So I can just pick it out, this duffel bag, and give them to the guards if I want to. We also got a set of power armor, but unfinished power armor. We do have, this settlement does have few power armors stored away, but we will see those in the near future. Let's see, do I have anything here? No, I don't, I haven't built anything there. Then at the, if we go left, we have this Minutemen Recruitment Center, inspired by the Responder Recruitment Center, which you could find in Fallout 76 in the town of Flatwoods, which would have these 2 computers with a sign that says sign in here, and then you could sign in or try to become a responder. And I really like that idea, because how does the Minutemen get its own people? So I figured, well, let's just make a recruitment center for the Minutemen. So here we have the Minuteman. He can take notes and stuff, like place names, or you can just use one of the terminals to sign in and become a Minuteman. So it's really simple, it's super simple, but it has a nice story behind it, I think. Then if we continue, let's go to the right side first. We have the Eagles Cove Tannery, which comes with the Far From Home DLC, as well as this outfit. It's basically just a settler which came from Far Harbor. Did I just say Far From Home? It's not Far From Home, Far Harbor. This all came with the Far Harbor DLC, and he's just a settler from Far Harbor that sells hides, and you know, as you can see, he's a bit of a hunter, and it just brings the DLCs more into the main game. Because now all you can do with the DLC is you play the DLC and you never see it return in the main game. And with this I wanted to bring Far Harbor to the Commonwealth a bit more. Then on the left side we have my own personal shack. This is my own home, which you might be able to notice. It's very decorated, not for the shelves per se. It just has a little washing area. It has some more stim packs in the mirror. Man, I'm freaking loaded on stim packs, I guess. Then in the suitcase we have all my sharp armor pieces, which I used to, or I don't use them anymore, but I used to use them when I wanted to get more settlers into the metro station. We got some posters, we got a Minuteman flag, we got some paintings, and I really like this. This is my bed. It's basically just a mattress with a pillow, and it's just placed onto this metal cabinet. So now, once you enter it, you can you kind of use your bed for something now. It's not just something that's in the way. You kind of combine 2 pieces that you use or frequently use, and combine them into one single thing that's just helpful. Then here we have on my shelf, this is my food locker, which has all of the weapons that are a bit more special. For example, the last minute, it's all legendary stuff. Junk jet, only one of a kind. My MG42 called Herman, or Hermann, if you want to go pronounce it in German. Big Bertha, exploding minigun, well you get it. And then in the ammo box we have all of my frequently used ammo, so if I run out I just go here and I grab some. And yeah, that's just my own little personal home. And then in the safe as well we just have what you would use a safe for. It's all my valuables. So I like to collect pre-war money because it's very valuable. You'd think that cigarette packs are also very valuable 200 years after they got produced, but I guess they are not really. But just for lore purposes and immersion purposes, I decided to collect them so I can just hoard them and sell them in one go. Then once we go down the staircase on the right side of the metro station, we enter another little Far Harbor area, which is this what's it called, the Fresh Lobster store, which also has 2 citizens from Far Harbor. They have the fisherman outfits. As you might be able to see now, they are wearing the same outfit, but the thing is, I gave them both different outfits. So like I said in the beginning of the video, one of the mods is causing the outfits to get bugged out, and it's just very annoying. So I think I'm just gonna start a new playthrough and build my next settlement in that playthrough. Then once we enter the home of these two Far Harbor citizens, we find a nice little inside area. They have a bunk bed they use because there's no room for a double bed. They have a metal box where they keep their stuff in. They got some posters or paintings from the from Far Harbor, and they got this nice little fishing boat right here. You know, like as memorabilia. Once we continue this way, we enter the greenhouse, which is basically the main place where I grow all of my food. So there's tables with planters on top of them, which you can harvest as well. There's plenty of fertilizer going around. There's metal cans, buckets, just a whole lot of clutter. Then in the back we have this area with where the dirt is placed with potatoes, and it's all being lit up by these fluorescent lightings or lights that make them grow, because well, there's no natural light in a metro tunnel or subway tunnel, so you kind of have to make them grow somehow. Let's close that.
Yes.
And then once we go to the right here, we have just a little shack for some of the citizens that live here to, you know, lay their head and rest. There's nothing really special going on with this one. Then on the left side we have this little dinner area, because it's right next to the bar. So if you go to the bar, you buy some food, you can go here and you can go eat it. So it's nice and close. There's no staircase here for some reason. I think I forgot, or it got deleted, either one. Now we're at the bar. I really like the this was one of the builds I did really in the beginning of when I tried to figure out how to tilt stuff and you know, create things with that. So as you can see, the liquor sign and the plank behind that, it's all slightly tilted, which creates a really nice effect that it's, you know, it's like scrapped together. It's not perfect, and that it's just wasteland-ish, I guess. As well as this beam with the light hanging from it. As you can see, it's tilted. I really like the effect, because you can create some height for the lamp without it being in the way. Let's go into the bar area. As you can see, floating lamp. Why? Well, the do-it-yourself mod is bugging out or not working. And in here we have the home of the bar owner. Nothing too special, but just a really nice little area for him to, you know, get some sleep. Let's go back, because let's explore this area first. Here we have my latest build. Well, is this my latest? I think it's my latest build. We have the two-of-a-kind market stalls. They both sell the same stuff, but I use different methods to create them. So they're both kind of like general stores or hardware stores. And with this one I just placed everything loosely. So or loosely, I used a mod to make them fixed, but I placed all of the items myself. So the gas canister and the Mr. Handy fuel, they're all, you know, hand placed. And then if we go to the next one, sadly because of the do-it-yourself mod it got deleted, but as I'm pretty sure I'm gonna add it in what it's supposed to look like, then you can see that it used to look a lot different than it does now. And yeah, I just used this mod to, you know, completely fill the shelves with stuff. Then right next to the marketplace we have this area. These are the very, very poor homes. These homes were made for the poorest among us, which just have a little sleeping bag to sleep in. They have this chain link fencing around their house. There's nothing here. All they have is a cat. So, you know, if you're poor but you want a cat, you have to choose. You can either be poor or have a cat. So it's up to you which one you pick. Then if we continue forward, we're heading to the Outfitter, which is my clothing store. Also a very simple build. It has these nice little custom signs which came with a mod. I don't know which one. And I placed these mannequins which all have different outfits on them. And these ones are not bugged out, thank God. But if I would supply them with these suits, like the tan suit or the black suit, they would all become the same color, which would mean it would be bugged out, which would be sad. So that's the outfitter. Then if we continue, we have the gardener's home. This home is just a very tiny shack with a mattress inside, but it's not about that, it's more about what's next to it, which is this little garden area. Which is also like a little... I'm stuck on something. Which is this little dirt patch, and they have lots of plants and stuff growing here. And they also have some actual green plants, which you don't see a lot, especially not in a vanilla game. Then here we have the tunnel. This is all vanilla. This came with the mod itself. I haven't changed anything here. This is just an area where people can hang out, and go by the fire, drink a beer, and just relax. I forgot something. Oh, we'll just explore that later. Then we got this little metro section, which I didn't change anything of except for I placed some lights. That's all I did. Then we are in this area, which is on the right side of the metro tunnel. Let's go to the back part first. This is one of the first builds I did, and I still think it's one of the nicest ones. I changed my mod just to make sure that what I made was actually possible. I changed it so there's now a tube with water coming out of it. And this is like the power generator. So there's a water wheel which turns, which generates power. There's this medium generator. And there's also this water purifier, which, well, it supplies the settlement with water.
Huh?
Right next to it we have this somewhat big house, which doesn't hold much stuff. It's really empty, and it's also really big, which was something I kind of regretted building, because I really wanted to make things smaller. Then we entered another poor area. All they have is a sleeping bag, and it's just under a concrete like roof kind of. All they have is like a curtain as a door. This one has an actual door, but all they have is a mattress, and that's what they have to do it with. We also have a nice selection of cloth roofs, which I really enjoy. They are really cool looking. Then we enter the Nuka-Cola fanatic house, if you will. They got a mixer here. This is just a house of like a big Nuka-Cola fan. As well, this is one of the things I made just to include more of the DLCs into the settlement. So in here we can just find a whole lot of Nuka-Cola things. Let's see. Then we have the Elder's Home. This is a home that I specifically made for one of the elder residents. They have a wheelchair, they have this IV stand, they have a lot of medication inside, and it's just, you know, an elder home. But there's a little Easter egg, because the elder is in a wheelchair. I did place a staircase to so it could reach its house. Oh, I'm evil. Yeah, so that's a little Easter egg I made, because I like to have fun. Before we enter the church, I'm going back into the metro segment, because this metro segment actually has two houses placed into it. So in here we have a family home. It has 5 beds, it has a duffel bag, but it also has this crib for a baby, and it's just a whole family that lives here. But on the other side we have the bachelor pad, if you will. This is a rich person's home. He got a TV, he got a radio, he lives here completely alone, and he just has a huge living space all to himself. Okay, let's go back, let's enter the church. The church has an open sign on it, because the church is always open. There's no closing time on the church. And here the father is supposed to stand. He's supposed to look out through the to the front, and there's just a lot of chairs here. People can sit here and listen to prayers or whatever they do. Right next to it we have the safe at home hotel and bar, but it doesn't have a bar or a TV. So here we have, in the back we have the room that they rent out to the people that want to stay here. And next to it we have the room that the hotel owner uses, which has this nice little fan and just yeah, just a big living space for the owner. Then we get up the hill and we take a turn to the left. We enter the drug den. This is where they craft chems or medical items, but mostly chems. And it's like, yeah, it's just a little hidden, not made for using kind of. It's just made so it's more like a fill-up building. I needed to build something there, and I figured out, you know what? Let's just craft a drug den. If we continue through this hallway, not hallway, through this hallway, we enter the ammo storage, which is like a little factory which produces the ammo, but it also stores ammo. So in here I got the tool chest, which has all the copper, fertilizer and lead a person could need. It also has a chem box, because something I like to do in this settlement is I like to hide all these little chem boxes all over the place. So as Easter eggs. And then the terminal you can use to turn on the factory, produce ammo, and then all the ammo that gets out drops in this big box here. And at one point this whole area was just littered with ammo boxes because I left the machine on for way too long. Okay, if we go back, we go into what was a live stream build, which was this kids home. This is a home that's specifically made for 2 kids. They have a little bunk bed area, which is custom made, and just a shitload of toys. They got their own Giddy Up Buttercup. You got a toy machine gun. At one point I also put a minigun in here, like, you know, have a weapon to play around with. So yeah, I went a bit overboard, but it was a super fun live stream, which you can always look back, of course. As well as all of these builds. There's all videos of all the specific builds I made that you can watch back if you want to see how it was made. Then if we continue over this platform, we enter the hairdresser. And I specifically love this hairdresser for one single reason. And that is why if you go to this back area, it has this ladder going up. And if you jump, you can just see there's another chem box with a vial of Psycho right next to it. And I can't imagine anything more that's more scary than a hairdresser, which is wielding a very pointy scissor that is actually high on Psycho. You know, you're gonna get one hell of a haircut. Then if we go to the other side, this is the Minutemen rationing area. The Minutemen are a big part of this settlement, and they also make sure that the poorest here have their food and drinks. So people can go here, they can stand in either one of the lines, and they can get some free food or some free drinks. Then on the other side we have this little hardware store. Or it's not really a store, it's more like a workshop. It's more like a hardware workshop. And in here we find another power armor, we find another tool chest. It's just a big garage, if you will, which just holds a lot of supplies. Then on the other side of the platform we have the Greasy Gear clock repair, which is just a sign that says, okay, you can repair your stuff here. So here again there's just a lot of supplies that you can use to you know, craft armor or change your weapon modifications and stuff like that. One thing I really like is this furnace here, or it's more like a wood stove, if you will, which is connected to a pipe, and on the end of this pipe there's actually smoke coming out of the pipe, which is really cool. And also this corner right here, for some reason I really like this corner because it looks so vanilla, and like something you could just find in Diamond City, for example. It's very minimalistic, but it still has enough to make it look like it's being used frequently. So that's something I really enjoy about this area. And right next to it we have a storage area, which is just an area which is filled with boxes and crates. And in the back of it, if we go next to the staircase, we can climb up some planks. And then we see there's another chem stash hidden away on the top of the shelving unit. So another hidden chem box right there. And next to it we have the dog yard. You can buy dogs here.
Yeah.
Well, not really,
What's so
but I
important?
like the idea. And in here we have this
Hi, how
little
are you?
metro station which is sticking out. And in here we have another mattress for a person to sleep, but also a lot of supplies which you can give to dogs, such as dog food, but also sliced up pieces of meat. And usually there's a dog that's here, and he's in the red dog house here. There's also some bones inside these blue little eating bowls, and as well as a teddy bear they can play around with. So all in all, very dog friendly environment, except for grass.
Need
And
something?
the best thing about this dog yard is the sign. I really like the sign. This is another one of those signs where I just played around with tilting stuff. So for example, the arrows tilted, all the letters for the dogs sign
Yes.
is tilted, and it just looks super cool, I think.
Spill it.
And
Just so hungry
let's
all
see,
the
that's
time.
this area. Did I forget anything? Yeah, I actually did forget something. Holy
Yeah.
crap, I forgot a big part of the settlement. This right here is a shack, which is the drunkard shack. This is the shack one of the settlers lives in, which is just a constant drunk. As you can see, there's just a lot of empty beer crates, and also a shitload of empty beer bottles just laying around this shack. But if we continue, we go to the widow's house. Now this is a bit more of a more sad build. This is a shack for a single woman, which does have 2 chairs and everything, but everything is made to make it look like there is something missing. So for example, on the table there's 1 cup, 1 bowl and 1 spoon, and one of the chairs is is placed backwards so people can sit there, but the other one is facing, or is placed all the way to the table and doesn't have any cups or bowls or spoons laying there. Signaling there's just one person that's using that table. Then on another table we have some candles, and we have a picture of a man laying there. It's kind of, how do we call it? It's made to be like a memorial for the husband that used to live here, who's sadly no longer around. And yeah, so it's just the house for a single widow, and it's like visual storytelling. Then here we have a turret, and you might think, a turret? Why is there a turret here? Well, this is because this is the house of the conspiracy theorist, which is literally just a house where a old military ghoul lives, which is trying to monitor the Commonwealth, and it has its own terminal, it's got a TV, it's got a ham radio, it's got a normal radio. He just doesn't trust it. He still thinks the Red Menace is outside and ready to strike, and yeah, he's just spinning out of control, like, oh, we're all gonna die, and that's his idea. And I think that was it. So let's go back up. Let's see if I missed anything. Let's see, we got my house, we got the Far Harbor settlement, or tannery, I mean. And yeah, I guess that
Hi,
was
how are you?
it. So I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough. It's gone on for way longer than I thought it would be. Almost 30 plus minutes. Well, actually it has been 30 plus minutes. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough. If you want, there's single building videos of each of these buildings. So if you want to see how it was made, click the link in the description, which will lead you to the playlist with all of these building videos in it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more Fallout content. And a special thank you to my Patreon, Whipped Donald. And if you also want to be as awesome as Whipped Donald, then check out my Patreon page. There's a bunch of different tiers, so I'm sure there's a perfect tier for you. Again, thanks for watching. My name is Tuesday, and I will see you next time.